So it sounds like Donald Trump has already partially backed off of his claims for sweeping tariffs to go on April 2nd. Now, you might remember Donald Trump has been pushing for tariffs since well before he was ever elected to a second non-consecutive term. And then he said he was going to do them day one. Well, then that didn't happen. Then it was February. That didn't happen. Then he put them on for like 2 days early March and then backed him off and said, well, we'll do it in April. Now it sounds like he's backing off of those sweeping tariffs yet again, and it's going to be focused on certain industries, certain sectors, trying to build U.S. manufacturing. The problem with that is, of course, that it takes years to build manufacturing plants and to be up and running for production here in the United States. And in some cases, we just don't have the resources to build or manufacture or produce whatever the item is he's going to tariff here. And it's going to cause prices to go up. But Donald Trump thinks they're a magical thing, that you put a 25% tariff on somebody like Canada, for example, and that their country's treasury pays it to the United States, and the consumer doesn't have to deal with it at all, which isn't true. We all know that tariffs raise prices. Almost all economists have said that. Almost all left-leaning pundits have said that, and history has shown that tariffs raise prices, but Donald Trump doesn't believe that. Also, it sounds like on April 2nd, at least according to one source that one article I read was talking to, who spoke on a condition of anonymity, had said it sounds like that's the date Donald Trump is going to try to create this external revenue service to collect these tariffs. Now, currently, tariffs are handled by Customs and Border Control, and Donald Trump wants to create this external revenue service to be feared, kind of like the IRS is, which really is just a joke. And for somebody who is so focused on eliminating fraud and waste, why would you create an entirely new government department to do something that is already handled by a government department? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But he thinks by creating an external revenue service that it's going to cause fear to these other countries, and they're gonna be quaking in their boots, and they'll just happily pay them without putting on any reciprocal tariffs. And that's not what happens. They slap tariffs on us because we put tariffs on them, then we put more tariffs back, and you end up in a trade war. And like what happened in was it 2017 with Donald Trump's first tariffs with China. We had soybeans rotting in the field because they refused to buy from us, and they found other sources for their needs. That's typically what happens, and the people that lose in a trade war is usually the country that started it. So we'll see what actually happens on April 2nd, but it sounds like he's already walking it back quite a bit.